Welcome to the Drupal usability meeting on October 24th, 2025. We're here, Simo Helston and myself, Ralph Koller, and Gareth Alexander was here briefly, but he had some technical issues, but maybe he will rejoin afterwards. And we're looking at issue number 2703897. Current theme condition plugin should provide an option to match all themes and introduce checkboxes. That is an issue we've looked at several months ago on the usability meeting on the 9th of May. Okay, so I've applied the patch and I could briefly share my instance. I think I'll comment out I'm not sure. 1 second, I quickly change branches again because I'm not sure if that section is getting altered or not. Oh. CR. Okay, it looks like the yeah, that snippet doesn't change with the patch. So we have to uncheck it for testing, I guess. Git checkout. CR. Okay. I'll comment it out. Clear caches again. So,
I think I'm having problems with my audio.
now it's working. Hi, Gareth.
Hello. Hey. Sorry, I couldn't hear anybody talking.
Okay. And we were unable to hear you. So,
yeah, well, I've got you now.
Okay. I've already said the introductory words, and we're looking at this issue. I've posted it again. That is one we've taken a look at already in May. Back then, we were unable to really test it or understand it, and we needed some clarification, but we haven't managed to comment back then to ask for clarification, and now it's set to RTBC. And I just noticed that a few days ago. So I've applied the patch and I post the site again. It's admin simply. I suppose it is something. Let's try to place a block simply under hero. Let's do the page title. That's the, yeah, okay. That is basically the change that is being introduced.
Could you share your screen?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I was under the impression I would already share. Thank you. I need definitely more sleep. Crap. Are you able to see it now? Are you
I can
able
see it.
to? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you. 1 second. I quickly switch back to the non-patch and to see how it looks there in comparison. Git check out 11.x. Crush CR. Reload. Hero. Page title. Current theme. Okay. Now we're talking. It is a select list. Currently. Out of the box, you're unable to run into that vertical tab. I had just for Gareth, I think you joined again slightly right after I did that in the steps to reviews. That little section has to be commented out, otherwise you wouldn't run into it under regular circumstances. So that is basically 11.x, the behavior, and now I switch back, git checkout. CR. Reload. And page title. So, any immediate thoughts?
I think this merits the general comment we usually have with this negate the condition.
Yeah.
So if you compare it to the pages we have there that show on the listed pages, hide for the listed pages. So I think this is what we usually recommend instead of negating.
Yeah. But if I remember correctly, I think Banshee, because was there a dedicated issue where we first came up with that, moving to that radio button pattern? And I guess it was Berdia who said it isn't that easy for those different plugins to move from negate to that radio button. That was a concern from the implementation standpoint.
Yeah. Okay, but it's a recommendation, and also to move that as the first option, like reverse the order. So that first you select what to do with the next step selections.
Yeah.
But I think that's the general order of things.
Yeah,
So I think we should make the general recommendation.
Yep.
Another thing here is the description text. I think in general we want to avoid talking about Boolean values in user-facing text. So evaluating something true shouldn't be on the interfaced text.
And also from a readability standpoint, in the description you say should evaluate true, and then you see negate the condition underneath. That is even more mind-bending and twisting the brain.
Mm.
1 second, avoid the mention of Boolean in description. General order, check boxes after the condition, and make the condition a radio button, if possible. Show for the listed pages. In regards of the microcopy, show the show for the selected themes and hide for the selected themes would be consistent with, for example, the pattern used on the 1 second. Something was itching my throat. Here we don't have it.
Maybe compare with roles. Roles has the label when the user has the following roles and no description text. So we could say when the current theme is. So we could debate which is better. To have the description included in the label.
The problem
Or to have.
The problem with roles is there you don't have that condition. And you simply have just the statement. That way it's okay from my perspective, but with theme it's slightly a different problem because you have that condition plugin, and therefore, but I agree, strictly speaking, with the title and using radio buttons, it should be self-explanatory, and you probably don't need the description. But just the description, select the themes discussion.
I think vocabulary uses it so that it has vocabulary and the listing of different vocabularies, and then negate the condition. So that's the. I think that looks a bit bad, but that's not the current issue.
Yeah, but on here with vocabulary, the point is it's just a test instance, and I only have the text vocabulary set up. So
yeah,
usually you would have more.
Yeah, but it doesn't have any description what negate kind of.
Yeah, the whole visibility section is basically inconsistent and hard to grasp.
Mm.
But do you think it would be, because if we just go with themes as the title, move radio buttons up and have show for these show on for or on the selected themes and hide for the selected themes, and then you have basically Olivero, Claro, and Chin, then I think a select the themes, the description is obsolete in any way, and you don't have to extend the title from my perspective.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, radio button is definitely the better component to use here.
Also, another thing, if we compare it to the other ones, if we compare content type and vocabulary, on content type, it has that kind of, on the tab, it says not restricted and updates it when you check the boxes. And vocabulary doesn't have that one.
Oh. Oh God. Here it works. Here it works. Yeah, here it works as well. And oh, it's missing here as well.
Yeah.
Okay, good catch. That's the, how is it called? The subtitle? Title for current theme, vertical tab missing. Yeah.
I think on the code at CSS, I think it's called vertical tab summary.
Vertical, okay. Vertical tab. Summary for current theme, vertical tab missing. Okay.
Or vertical tab menu link summary.
Tab menu summary, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I just copied. So this applies to all of them, as
Okay.
opposed to vertical tabs menu item title. So we could use just the term menu link summary, because they all have the prefix vertical tabs.
Okay. Okay, that's good. And I guess for vocabulary, there would be the need for any issue.
Yeah.
And I guess I have to dig up the issue where we initially suggested to go with radio buttons in general to see, but so if it makes sense to raise it for others as well. And Gareth, any thoughts on your end?
We're trying to find the mute button. No, I agree with everything. Yeah, I agree that video patterns make more sense. And I also saw that was a good catch, the issue summary. With the yeah, but no additional thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, but basically every vertical tab would need some work. If we, for example, if we go now with moving the radio buttons, if possible, right before those checkboxes, then it would make sense to move the radio buttons over here as well, up front, before the text field.
Yes.
Oh, tricky.
And I think for the microcopy, if we can't change that, negate the condition in this issue, I think the help text or description could be just show like the kind of the one of the radio buttons that's the show on the selected themes. So that could be just the instead of talking about evaluating true. So the first option for radio buttons, it could work as a temporary microcopy. So you could.
So, could you repeat again?
Yeah, just you can copy paste the show for the selected themes from the.
From okay, you mean that one? Okay.
Yeah.
And use that as a description in case they don't want or can do it right now.
Yeah.
And in a second step, then use radio buttons. And to Gareth, as a native speaker, is the attribute for correct? So show for the selected themes or on, or would be better on, or
I think for
is okay?
show for the selected themes, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure because, yeah.
Yeah.
Simo and I both are no native speakers, and therefore a check is always good from a native speaker. Okay, so I guess that would be it for that issue here. Oh, that is new. That came in 7 minutes ago. We might take a look at that as well. Have we taken a look at that yet? No. Okay. Should we take a look here?
You need to jump out.
Issue number is 3537624. I pasted in the chat as well. I see that issue now for the first time, so we have to quickly check. 1 second, I have to revert the changes here, and I check out the change. Okay, what is the problem? Well, 1 second, I buy everything. Oh, I already did that. Git checkout. Let's look at it with a 11.x first. Okay. While there is no UI to delete a filter format, the deletion of a filter format by API achieved may result in data loss. This is unexpected behavior and easily happen to unintentional data loss. Steps to reproduce, create a let's step through it. Second. Okay. New. Save. With the body field, so that means along with summary. Continue. Edit the field, select filter format, restrict to HTML under allowed formats, and save. New. Create a node with content for the body field. This is a test. A test is a test. Okay, and yeah. Odd question, how do you execute PHP code?
Do you have access to Drush?
Yeah, I have. ddev drush PHP and then that line, or?
ddev drush exec execute,
Okay.
and then you might have to put inside
Quotes.
or is it eval? Oh, it may you might be able to do ddev exec and then inside quotes PHP and then the command.
Okay.
I copy paste example from drush.org.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, both are, I think, accessible. If you do ddev execute, it'll just run it. But this is obviously using drush eval, which is what I was the other thing I was thinking of.
Second. So something like that. Oops.
Only one drush.
Oh, what? Oh yeah, correct. Command terminated abnormally. Failed to run drush PHP eval. Or is it without the colon? You write ddev space drush space PHP space eval.
Will also
Ah,
be this one.
okay.
So it's kind of at work we're using our own Stonehenge development environment, so I'm not so used to ddev. You could also do
Or I simply I go in with SSH into the container. So then
Yeah.
we don't need the what you've said. Exactly. ddev SSH. And then PHP eval. PHP eval command not found.
I think that's a drush command PHP, so you might have to just do PHP and then Drupal filter entity filter format load.
That way?
Can you run Drush from there?
No, within the container, it's impossible. Oh, wait a second. Here, let's look at the remaining tasks. For usability view, there's a bit of context. Though deleting text formats is not allowed through the UI, it could be possible via the command line code that is not sufficiently care to delete a text format or a bug like formatted text fields set to use a non-insistent play. Still some sort of message or markup displayed on view to people of sufficient level of access that the format is missing. The access could possibly be determined by whether the user has access to edit the format text field.
I've seen this elsewhere as well. I think this similar issue. If you have 3 or 4 format filters and the administrator
I
That
think
is,
we lost the audio.
oh, okay, yeah.
filter format.
Now we can hear you again.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, I think I've seen this elsewhere, and it doesn't necessarily mean delete. If someone creates a page, and then an administrator or someone with elevated permissions comes in and edits the page and changes the format, the filter format to a format that isn't available to the original owner, when the owner comes back and views the page or tries to edit the page, they get errors because they don't have the filter format available to them. I'm trying to remember. I think this sounds like a similar issue.
Yeah. The comment referenced also, as you also said, yeah, media, for example, view mode, issue number 3326447, and they also referenced comment number 17 by Longwave regarding comment number 6 and 12. This is a security feature because the filter format may previously have sanitized some HTML, and once that is removed, we can no longer safely display the content. I believe this is also why deleting a format from the UI is not allowed either. That is an important context.
So is the issue then that you can delete the format using Drush? Is that what they're saying? No.
Yeah.
So Drush isn't checking the permissions properly, or it's allowing.
Yeah, but not only via Drush, but you're also able directly via PHP.
Sorry, I need to drop off.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry. Cheers.
No
Good luck
worries.
with
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you. Uh, I wonder one thing. I mean, if such a text format is getting deleted and that is actual content where a lot of work went into, and it might be not only one node, but thousands of nodes that have that text format. And that would be basically lost. So I wonder if it would make sense not only to have basically a notification, but also some sort of, I'm not sure, a contained area where the content is getting moved to. So it is not published anymore. It is not in draft mode, but it moved somewhere else. Or it could be in draft mode, but it moved somewhere else out of the context of regular content and gets some needs review with some context. Because I imagine losing content in any way is a no-go. And also, if you get a heads up afterwards, hey, he got deleted because the text format, but still the content is gone.
Okay, so I'm trying to, let's see if I'll share a screenshot. This is something I can't share the whole. Let's see.
HPM. Ah,
Okay, so this one is something that happens if the user doesn't have uh, permissions to the
for that field.
yeah, for the format.
For
So
this,
this
okay.
one, so I edited this ingress and saved it as full HTML, but the user here only has access to restricted HTML format. So this kind of message, I think, should be if we could have this kind of message for those deleted filters, it would be fine because this is something that's already used.
Out of curiosity, if you go to the status report page, is there some sort of feedback or a list or something like that? Because to me, it feels like it's like searching like the needle in a haystack.
This one is because it's not a privileged user with this one.
Yeah,
So
it's clear.
yeah, so this user doesn't have access to the reports status page
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, but I mean, in the case of that text format example, there basically it would be gone for everyone.
Yeah.
And that way you would have to go through each and every node to spot basically those, let's call it disabled fields. And I wonder if having a sort of, and if it's a security feature like Longwave said, then still you need to inform basically the site administrations and the content managers, and that they basically have a place where they able to filter and search exactly for fields with that disabled attribute.
Yeah, we have the reports page for fields list. It doesn't allow searching and doesn't have filtering.
Field, which field list it is, okay.
Yeah. But this could be a page like under somewhere under this page we could have
Yeah.
the report.
And also it would basically need on the status reports some basically heads up that basically yeah, that it says, hey, go check field list or whatever where it will reside in the end, but to provide a heads up to say, hey, go there, there are fields or nodes that have fields that have got disabled.
So would that be an error or warning?
Strictly speaking, an error.
Yeah.
Because it is you lost content and it is incoherent that way. Could you share the screenshot again, please? Just to copy it over then. Or
Yeah.
you could put it on Slack in the meetings.
Yeah, I can put it.
Okay.
I can put it on Slack.
Yeah, that's easier. But because from my perspective, it's unlikely that there will be some sort of accident that someone by accident deletes a text format, but still, if it comes to that case, under certain circumstances, it's still critical, and therefore it needs basically some sort of help. And I guess that disabled feature would also be useful for your use case in the screenshot.
Yeah, so it could happen if there would be, let's say, a site with several projects on it, and the projects have different POs, different product owners, and different teams doing features, and it could be accidentally approved by someone to delete
On one
something that is
project?
you. Yeah.
Okay.
So if there is something that was used in like a very kind of something on some content type that is not used hardly anywhere, but it's important in like a single specific case, and it could be accidentally deleted. So it's possible to make mistakes.
Yep.
And according to Murphy's rule, if it's possible to do it wrong, then eventually someone will do it.
Exactly. If there is a pathway and a way, then people will go through it. Oh, yikes. Yeah, but that makes total sense then. So, 1 second, I add to the, for that issue, it's basically go with the same micro copy like on the example for disabled field. Due to permissions, that was the cause in that case, isn't it?
Yes.
Go with the same and add a reports page with the nodes affected and add a check to status reports with an error pointing to the reports page.
But this is on the editing side. I think we also need to have something on the display side, on view, in view side. So that's something that doesn't exist because somebody has access to edit it and it can be displayed if it's set to be displayed.
Okay, so the points with the reports page is in the back end.
Yeah.
And front end.
What?
Would it make sense to the content or the field would be too abstract, but the content got disabled. Please contact the administrator. Something like that.
No, I think it should be hidden from end user on that view.
But if you have, let's put the worst case, you have basically just a page or a content type with a title and a body field, and that the text format for that body field got deleted. Then
Yeah.
having just the title feels odd as well. Oh.
Okay, so here it's the question if there should be something displayed for different users. So I think technical question is that if the page is cached, then it will display what was there before. So that's one thing. We don't need to concern ourselves with that. But if it's not cached, then if the user doesn't have access to edit, so the suggestion is if the user doesn't have access to edit, it's not displayed. But if user has access to edit, then it could show similar content than it would show on the edit form. And I think on the edit form, in this case, it would actually make sense to allow the user to select the text format. So changing from non-existent text format to an existing text format
To
on
revive
the
it.
edit form. Yeah. On an individual piece of content.
So 1 second. Let's go content types. New. Edit. Yeah, that's the other case, indeed. Indeed. If you go in here, edit.
I think
Another
option to display to tell user that the content is missing because it doesn't have text format would be to check if user has access to warning messages and to have a warning message telling that this page either warning or error message on the page that says that this field is hidden because it's missing text format. So a status message on the page. Then the access to that error message would be defined by whether or not that warnings or errors are displayed to the viewer.
Yeah, but the problem is in most cases, users are likely anonymous. And for those, warning messages or error messages are not available.
Yeah. But I think in most cases, such information shouldn't be shared to anonymous users.
Yeah, exactly. I'm drawn in regards of the warning message and or error message. I like the idea with the text format to reassign. But with the warning message, I guess. Oh, we already have 5 o'clock. I guess we'll revisit it next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
And think about it a bit more, because that is not something we should rush within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But the general direction is a good one. But definitely needs more thought. I'll leave a comment on the plugin issue. And if you want, you could leave a comment on the other issue, or I can do that as well, or the other way around.
I could leave a comment on the filter formats.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Be good. And just tell them that we just halfway in the meeting saw the fresh tag, so it is not fully thorough, and we have to revisit it next week.
Yes.
But
Yes.
definitely good to provide some initial feedback there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think I might be getting some parcel delivered, so I need to go and check. So,
okay.
But we're
No
on
rush.
the hour, so yeah. So see you next week.
Likewise, and have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye.